Welcome to a new year of serving the Presbytery of Chicago on a committee or a commission or a work group. For some of you, this is old hat. You've been doing this for several years. And for some of you, this is brand new. We're so glad that you said yes to serving in this way and using your gifts in this way. The organization of the Presbytery is broken down in a few ways. There are commissions, for instance. Some of you are members of commissions. The Commission on Preparation for Ministry, Commission on Ministry, Commission on Anti-Racism and Equity, and so on. A commission can vote in place of the Presbytery, and so often a commission vote is the final vote that is needed. Their work is then reported to the Presbytery. Commissions are made up of ruling elders and teaching elders, ministers of word and sacrament. They sometimes include other people to do part of their work or to be a little work group that they have to accomplish all of the things before them. We also have committees. Committees usually have to have someone else vote on their work. In other words, their vote is not final. So committees often are subgroups in our organization of the Presbytery Coordinating Commission. So you may be serving on one of those committees that does some of the work that falls under the PCC's purview, but you do that work at other tables so that the PCC has time to concentrate on the overall program and vision of the Presbytery. There are lots of helps for you as you do all of this work. The website of the Presbytery has a lot of material on it that you may need. And in this video, you will get some directions about how to use that website and our database. You also have a staff that is responsive to you, and I hope you have found us to be responsive, to get back to you quickly when you have questions. So turn to the staff if you have questions. And of course, your biggest resource is each other. You have been called to serve in this way and put together in these groups in such a way that we believe God has led us to bring you together with your special gifts and experience so that you can help the Presbytery to continue to move forward as we strive to bring hope in the name of Jesus Christ through everything that we do.
Friends, let me welcome you to this portion of this online training that we're providing for our commission and committee and work group and team members for our Chicago Presbytery. As most of you know, we're pretty good at meetings, and one of the things that helps us in our meetings is a docket or an agenda. And I strongly encourage committee moderators, commission moderators, and others to prepare a written docket or agenda, whatever term you prefer to use, and to send that out to members of your entity so they'll know what's coming up in the meeting. That's very important for the flow of business. We have prepared a sample docket, a template, and that's available in the resource section of this video series. Likewise, very important to have minutes of your meetings. We have provided a template for the minutes, and again, that'd be helpful to you as you prepare those minutes. A draft copy of the minutes of the prior meeting's minutes, along with the docket for the upcoming meeting, should really be sent to all members of your committee or commission or work group or team prior to the meeting. That's very, very helpful so folks can gauge how much time they'll need, how much effort will it take for this particular meeting. Members, of course, are encouraged to review those minutes, and they really should approve them at each meeting. We will be using a shared Google Drive to store all of our minutes and agendas, and all of you will have access to that with your particular entity moving forward. Now remember, the actions, any action, a decision that a work group or a team makes, that really should be reported as a recommendation to the particular commission or committee to which they're assigned. Any actions of a committee and a commission must be reported to the Presbytery Assembly. And the way we do that is usually through a written report. I encourage moderators and others to use the minutes of the meeting, the prior meetings, to prepare their written report. We have established a calendar which will help you see the deadlines that we'd like to receive those reports here in the Presbytery office, so that the staff can prepare them and get them ready for the particular committee or commission or for the assembly that's coming up. Now, during our Presbytery assembly meetings, we have over 120, 130 people. It's very important that we follow, in a formal way, Robert's Rules of Order. My encouragement, though, with committee meetings and commissions and other smaller groups is to be a little more flexible, a little gentler with Robert's rules. However, if you find the committee meeting is getting out of hand, people are talking out of turn, it doesn't seem to be getting much done, then I encourage a tightening up of Robert's Rules of Order and to make motions and for the moderator to recognize people to speak. People really should address the moderator of the meeting and not each other around the room. That helps keep things going forward. A moderator can ask you to make a specific motion. I would encourage someone to move thus and such. You can pick that up as a clue or a hint that a motion needs to be made. If there are specific questions around Robert's Rules or parliamentary procedure, I do encourage you to be in touch with me directly. I would also like to recommend to committee moderators and committee members even this little book, Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised in brief. The brief is very important. This will help you understand Robert's Rules, and I encourage its use rather than this tome, which is much thicker, as you can see, which is the official Robert's Rules of Order newly revised. If you want to go deep, get this one. You want 95% of how we work as committees and as a presbytery, then I encourage this book. Again, please be in touch with me if you have specific questions around dockets, agendas, minutes, and reports, or Robert's Rules. Thank you so much.
Hello, I am Barbara Wilson, the Director of Collaboration and Community Partnerships for the Presbytery of Chicago. I am here today to share in our training video for commission and committees. In fact, for all entities of Chicago Presbytery. The segment that I will be sharing with you about today is entitled Expectations for Moderators and Commission and Committee Members. The purpose of this segment is to share general expectations and some specific requirements of moderators and members of all Presbytery entities. This particular information that I am sharing is available to you on the Presbytery of Chicago website under the Resources tab, and it's entitled Expectations, Moderators, and Commission and Committee Members. So moderators, you're encouraged to become familiar with the calendar, which is a document provided by Presbytery staff. The 2021 reports and papers deadlines for PCC and the Presbytery Assembly. Those meeting and corresponding reporting dates and submission instructions are included on that document. Moderators, you are also encouraged to become familiar with and to use, of course, more informal and relaxed as you desire, Robert's Rules of Order in brief, as per our stated clerk. And we invite you to encourage members of your committees and commissions to do so as well. Moderators are asked to coordinate preparation of meeting dockets and or agendas, utilizing the 2021 template for commission docket or agenda provided by the stated clerk. Moderators are also asked to coordinate accurate preparation of meeting minutes and commission, committee, or work group approval. These are the actions that your entity have taken, utilizing the 2021 template for commission minutes provided by the stated clerk. And of course, submit a yearly budget as per the instructions from the stated clerk and treasurer. Groups overseeing grant funding are to complete and submit the funds or grant expense form provided by the stated clerk and treasurer for funds distribution. Now, for all members of all Presbytery entities, Expectations are that you would make sure to be in attendance at your commission and committee meetings as a priority of your service to the Presbytery. Members are encouraged to attend Presbytery Assembly meetings as well. And of course, Presbytery Assembly and PCC reports should consist of a summary of your recommendations as per meeting minutes with background information shared as needed. You're expected to coordinate and manage the Google folder provided to you by the Presbytery staff for all of your documents, dockets, minutes, documents of your entity that need to be maintained. And you can request additional support from the assigned staff and/or the communications and administrative manager as needed. Another expectation is to provide assigned staff and our communications and administrative manager a calendar of your Presbytery-sponsored events or those dates that are important and pertinent for all of the members of the Presbytery to know. We would like you to submit your dates yearly, if at all possible, but certainly as you choose to confirm your dates for inclusion in the Presbytery calendar. And then finally, an expectation is that all entities would provide assigned staff and/or communications and administrative manager the content for the Presbytery website development of your page and/or updates to your page, and also for Presbytery Connect as applicable. So again, thank you so much. You can find this one-page information on expectations for moderators and commission and committee members on the Presbytery website under the resource tab. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Dennis Cobb, Communication and Administrative Manager for the Presbytery. As you set about your work with a commission or committee of the Presbytery, I want to point you toward a couple of communication tools that are at your disposal which could be helpful. The first is an electronic meeting platform that by now you're probably very familiar with, Zoom. Who would have thought at the beginning of 2020 that a word most of us associate with the sound we made when playing with our toy cars as children would become the name of the primary means for gathering for meetings? Even when we are able to gather in person for meetings again, chances are we will develop some sort of hybrid meeting model, with some folks in person and others joining on Zoom. There are many excellent how-to articles and videos available about the mechanics of using Zoom. You can find them with a simple internet search. Zoom itself has an excellent library. Just go to www.zoom.us and click on the support link. Zoom allows your meeting attendees to join using any electronic device that has audio capability, including a touch-tone telephone. Keep in mind, this means that you can't give instructions like click the participants link in the lower right corner, because that link may be in a different place on the screen of a different device, not to mention that those connected by telephone can't click on anything. You'll need to be creative in the way you engage others during a meeting, especially if you have folks using a telephone. Now, here are some tips to keep in mind while using the Zoom platform. First, the mute function is your friend. Participants should be encouraged to keep their audio muted when not speaking. Others in the meeting don't need to hear your dog barking at the squirrel it sees out the window or the radio in the background. If you are leading the meeting, don't be shy about asking people to mute themselves. Your fellow meeting attendees will thank you. The same is true of each person's ability to turn off their video. You might want to remind people that everyone in the meeting has a close-up view of each individual when their video feed is on. It's great to be able to see facial expressions and a bit of body language, but maybe not so great for other activities. Next, if your meeting is going to extend past 2 hours, consider breaking it into smaller segments. Staring at a screen can lead to fatigue, and attention span is sorely tested. Do everyone a favor and take a substantial break during long meetings. You can leave the meeting connection running and agree to resume after the break. Finally, we ask that you use a Presbytery Zoom account for your commission or committee meetings, not your personal account. Your staff liaison will make sure the meeting is on the schedule and will start the meeting. If requested, I will send out calendar invitations so attendees can automatically enter the meeting details, including the Zoom connection information, on the electronic calendars if they want. If your group does not have a staff liaison, contact me directly and I will set up the meeting for you. The second communication tool I would like to offer is a folder on the Presbytery's Google Drive. For details on using Google folders and documents, a lot of information can easily be found by Googling it. See what I did there? If you want to start learning with a web address, the place to start is www.google.com/drive. A folder on the Google Drive will give you a place to put commission or committee documents and will give all members of your group access to them. You might want to start a subfolder to post meeting agendas, or maybe another folder for meeting minutes. The way you organize the documents is up to you, but keeping them on the Google Drive will make them readily available to everyone. Here's how it works. If you would like to have a folder for your committee or commission, let your staff liaison know and I'll be asked to set it up. Again, if you don't have a staff liaison, contact me directly. I'll send an email to everyone in your group giving them access to the folder. One question to consider will be level of access. Maybe only one or two people on your commission or committee should have permission to add files or to edit files, and everyone else has read-only permission. Or maybe everyone has permission to do it all. The point is, we can talk about the best way to customize the permissions. Each individual needs to have an email address, and while it does not have to be a Gmail address, Gmail being the Google version of email, various features of the Google Drive work better when accessed through Gmail and through the Google Chrome web browser. Each person must also have a Google account, but that is easily set up along with a Gmail address if desired, at no cost. If any of what I've just said doesn't make sense to you, just let me know, and we'll sort it out together. Please do not set up a folder for your Presbytery commission or committee on your personal Google Drive. It's better business practice to maintain a folder on the Presbytery's Drive for Presbytery business. As committee and commission members come and go, it's easier to make changes in access if the folder is on the Presbytery Google Drive. And if you're concerned about privacy or confidentiality, only those people who have been given permission to access your group's folder will be able to do so. Members of other committees or commissions cannot view your folder, and you can't view theirs, even though they are both hosted on the Presbytery's Google Drive. Those are the two communication tools I wanted to make sure you know about: the Zoom meeting platform and maintaining a folder on the Presbytery's Google Drive. I hope the information I've shared is helpful. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to be in touch. My email is dcobb@chicagopresbytery.org.
Hello, I'm Christine Hippler-Hartwig, Ministry Coordinator for the Presbytery office. I'm here to talk about the Presbytery directory and how you can access and use it. So there are two ways to access the Presbytery directory, and both are found on the Chicago Presbytery website. So I'm going to share my screen and take you to the website. The Chicago Presbytery website is located at chicagopresbytery.org. The quickest, fastest, easiest way, if you are doing a quick search and you just need to know the name of a church or how to contact the pastor there, is to scroll down on the website and you'll see a box called Church Directory. This is a perfect view for people moving into the area who might be looking for a church home, or for a quick search for a phone number or an address for the church in one of our 7 regions. And we'll talk more about that. So we're going to click on Church Directory, and what will come up is a list of all of the churches and worshiping fellowships in the Chicago Presbytery overall. Again, we are grouped into 7 different regions. Each region on our website holds a different color. There are several ways that you can contact each congregation. You can just click on one of the churches in the list. You can view the churches by region so that you can figure out if a church is actually up in your neck of the woods or down south. You can search by church name by typing in the name of a congregation if you happen to know specifically who you want to contact, and then click on the arrow to the right of the box. That will take you directly to the church. You can also print a church directory for your records. You can store it digitally or print it off. And we also have an interactive Google map that will show you on a map where our churches are all located. And you can also print a church directory from here too. If you click on any one of the pin drops, you will be taken directly to the church that way. Okay, let's go back to the Presbytery website right now. And I want to talk a little bit about if you are serving on a commission or committee or are a minister member needing specific information, you would access the directory this way. You will scroll over the About Us at the top of the website, and third down is the online directory. Let's click on that. On the page for the directory, the online directory is found about midway down in a blue box, and we're going to click on that. This is the page that comes up. It needs just a little bit more information from you. It needs your passphrase. There are 2 ways for you to obtain that passphrase. The easiest being email me. My email address is khh@chipres.org, and that is CHIPRES.org. You can also email me at ministry@chicagopresbytery.org, and I will get the email either way. I will be happy to send you your passphrase if you need it. There is another way, and that is if we have all of the correct information for you in your directory entry, you could type in any 3 of these 4 pieces of information located right here, and I'm circling that with my pointer. And once you put in that information, click on Look Up My Information. And if the directory has the correct information from you or about you, it will send you your passphrase. So I'm going to look myself up as Reverend Earth, and I happen to have my passphrase. It's EART 784. So I'm going to plug that in, and we'll go ahead and enter the directory. The very first thing that we encourage everybody to do is to check out your particular entry in our Presbytery directory. Please help us correct any misinformation that we might have. We do all of our mailings now via email, or most, at least, of all of our mailings go out to the Presbytery members via email. So having a correct email on file is very important, and having a correct address, mailing address, is very important too, as sometimes those mailings go out via regular USPS mail. If you send us a picture, we'll be happy to put that picture up there for you. As you can see, I have my little smiley face going, but we would upload whatever picture you send us. If there's information that you would rather keep confidential, such as a birthday, a personal email, or home address, let us know that, and we will block that information from the public view of your entry. So now let's click directly to my entry, and you can see what I have. In the next 3 paragraphs, it also tells you the types of things you can do with your entry. If you choose to send any changes to support@chicagopresbytery.org, you can do that. Or again, that will come to me also, but you can also send it to me at the khh@chipres.org. Here's the information we have listed for me. I have told people I like to be called safe, and these numbers with the stars are the ones that I consider the best way to reach me. And there might be 2 or 3 phone numbers or 2 or 3 emails listed. The one with the star is how you, as a member of this directory, choose to be contacted. I also have my primary mailing address, and that happens to be my personal address, and I could add other addresses and make those my primary mailing addresses. I was born on February 1st, ordained on January 1st, and again, if that is information that I don't care to have presented, I can ask to have that blocked. Okay, let's go up to the other options that you have in a way to explore the directory itself. If you are looking up a specific person and you know their name, the easiest way is to type in a few letters of their first or last name, and their entry will come up. You can go ahead and click on it, and you can get to their directory entry. If you click on the church PDF button here, or the church button, that will take you back to the church directory that I just showed you. We also have a button for organizations that are connected with the Presbytery, and you can explore those too. Committees is what I'd like to press on right now. If you serve on a committee and you would like to keep in contact with the people on your committee, you can go ahead and click on the committee of your choice. I'm going to click on the administrative team. Once again, you can make a PDF, a printable PDF of the group. You can click on copy these email addresses if you need to send communication to all of them at the same time. And you can copy and paste this over into the address line of your email. I'm going to go back to the pulpit supply list. If you are a minister member and going on vacation, you can click on pulpit supply. You can also make a PDF of that, what we currently have. And those names change constantly. The 2 requirements for being on the pulpit supply list for the Presbytery of Chicago are that a minister member is current in their background check and current in their boundary training. So it shows that currently I am, and that means that if I want to be available to preach at a congregation, the Presbytery is allowing me to do that. Okay. This has been a quick, very, very quick tutorial of our Presbytery directory and how it works. Please take time to explore it. Please take time to give us any corrections to your entry that you need us to make current. We're happy to do that. If you have any questions at all about how to get into or use the directory, I am totally happy to help you do that. And again, you can reach me at khh@chipres.org. khh@chipres.org. Thank you. One last thing. There is a self-help tutorial that will be available in the resources area on our website also.